Hey everybody, Mikeycat Outdoors here. So what are we doing today? We're at Ferne Clyffe State Park outside of Goreville, Illinois in the Shawnee National Forest. Doing some hot tent camping. It's gonna get down to 25 tonight. It's already in the 30s, so it's gonna be fun. 8-man seek outside teepee, some Helinox cots, wood stove, and a diesel heater for backup. So let's check it out. Welcome to Shangri-La. Nice little setup here. The wood stove. Got my bed over there. A little bit of firewood and some water. And got my little helper elf with me. Yeah, I kidnapped an elf on the shelf.
No shelves around here though.
Yeah, no shelves, just Rubbermaid containers. Drying my coat out. Everything seems to be falling in the mud tonight, but a little damp and muddy out here. It rained pretty good this weekend already. Rivers are almost falling over. This will be fun. So I got Billie Eilish in my tent.
God.
Duh. Get a little bit of tea going here. Got set up probably within the last half hour or so, and got the wood stove going, the heater going, and it's already 61 in here. I'm sure it'll warm up a bit more as time goes on. Definitely warming up in here. Already made some hot water for my daughter's peppermint tea, and I'm gonna make some lemon ginger tea. And let's see, what does the thermometer say? 68 already.
Could probably turn off the heater, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I might turn the heater down for a while because this wood stove's kicking pretty good. So I can conserve that for later in the morning. What do you think of this whole hot tenting experience so far?
Very tense.
Very tent.
Very tense.
Yeah. So yeah, when we came down, there was really like nobody in the park, and we got down to the primitive campsite area, and there was one guy that was out there, had a little, I guess, shelter and a small campfire going, and we passed on by, came down the end, and it's like, yeah, grab one that's kind of close. It's a little bit of glamping, a little more weight and heft, so didn't want to walk too far with all that.
I take credit for the term.
You take credit for the glamping term?
Yep.
Yeah, you introduced it tonight, but you didn't coin the term.
Yeah, I know. I drew on my arm.
Drew on your arm.
I don't have paper. I didn't bring any.
Uh-oh. What are you eating over there, Billie Eilish?
I got a Reese's cookie.
Reese's cookie. Reese's.
Roll.
Yeah, I grabbed myself a oatmeal raisin cookie. We came down, stopped off the truck stop. It was busier than
Are you still recording me?
What?
Are you still recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording you.
Well, what am I supposed to be doing?
I don't know. Here, I'll put it over my way, and now she's doing the Macarena. Let me put it back to her. Silly McGee. Get me some tea here. Got my lemon ginger. Yeah, that feels way too hot already, I can tell. Burn myself. So yeah, I'm curious what the temperature is outside. Let's go see. 37 degrees. That's not too bad. Ooh, that's some hot tea.
So aesthetic.
You can see it's 73 in here. I got the wood stove still going, and the little diesel heater, I turned it down with the remote to level 1. So it's just basic minimum cranking out. I got the battery set up over there and the dryer vent coming in. So that'll be good in the morning.
Hydrogen, oxygen, and oxygen. Huh? Or wait, 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen.
Yep.
Ah, there we go. I did not go to chemistry class yet.
Here I print a few guy lines, just in case there's any wind in the middle of the night. Sleeping pretty good. The floor is real wet on the ground. That's my comfy home for the night. So my daughter went to sleep. I put some food items back out in the truck, so we want to track critters in here, and it's kind of shored up things a little bit. Put a few guy lines on the tent, just in case there'd be any wind in the middle of the night. Stoked a fire a little bit before I left, and daughter's falling asleep already. I don't know, it's like probably 9:30 at night, so it's not too bad. But I'm gonna probably head myself to sleep soon too. It's definitely nice down here. It's cozy, it's quiet. There's really nobody else here except for one other guy. He's doing primitive stuff, so it's a nice thing about winter camping. It's quiet, it's not crowded or busy, and you don't have the bugs, you don't have poison ivy, don't have any of that stuff. You just gotta stay warm and have the right insulation, the right gear, and definitely bring backups of everything, because you never know if you forget something at home, something breaks, something fails, you know. Anything could happen in the winter, so you always want to have a backup somewhere within reach. The very important pieces of gear that I always bring when I winter camp is a balaclava that I can put over my nose and mouth and all that. So if I snore at night or breathe funny, you know, the stove dies down, it gets cold in here, I'm not breathing cold air, you know, my body heat will kind of warm up the air around that balaclava. I won't tend to get a sore throat or sore sinuses as much when I wake up. But yeah, if it gets real cold, I'll put that on, and you know, it helps me sleep a lot better. Sleep system here, I got a couple of these Therm-A-Rest pillows. They kind of roll up. They're almost like my pillows. You know, they got that memory foam chunks in there. You can just roll it up real tight, and then when you want to, you know, expand them out, you just uncinch them, shake them out a little bit, they kind of turn into pillows. And I got a Helinox Cot 1 convertible with the legs, so I'm about, at least a foot or more, 15 inches off the ground. And then I brought the Mountain Hardwear Her Ratio 15 degree down sleeping bags. I also have the Ratios at home. The Her Ratio is the female version. They just put a little more down in it. So I figured I'd just bring that just to have a little extra, but you know, padded buffer, you know, for the cold night if it were to get down, if the stove and everything went out. But with the heater, I don't think I'm going to need it, but it's always good to have, you know, something just in case. Look at the glow coming off of that. It's beautiful. Warming up in here. It's 72 degrees now. Wowzers. So I didn't put too much wood in the stove, and I have the heater down real low, so sometimes I've been in hot tents where it'll get 80, 90, 100 degrees in there. The 70's not too bad. It's comfortable, but I got long sleeves and everything on, so I might have to open those layers up a little bit. One other important thing when you winter camp, you do not want to sweat too much. Now in a hot tent, that is going to happen. But the nice thing about a hot tent, you can usually dry your clothes out. You can take layers off and let them dry. You know, and at some point, if it cools down, you can put those layers back on. But if you have wet clothes from walking outside somewhere or whatnot, you can come in, have that hot tent, you know, with the stove going, and that heat, especially up high in a tent, that'll help dry your clothes out if you hang them up. You just string a little line up, kind of like what I did there with my Lucy lantern. I just kind of strung it against two little loop points that this tent has. And then I got a little Prussic knot up there too on my pole, which sometimes I'll hang a light or something, but when I got this stove roaring, I don't want anything too close, because it could scorch things, get things super hot. So I try to be a little careful with that. It's not too bad. It's about 65 in here right now. Got a little wood in the stove, and got the heater on very low. That way it'll extend a bit through the night. If I need to kick it up, I've got a little remote control over here that I can just push and get it to speed up. I'm trying to conserve the fuel a little bit. And going up a little more in here. Not bad. everybody. It's about 2:30 in the morning. Just got up to check the fuel level of the heater outside. Still seems to be doing pretty good. Got it down on the lowest setting, so it's kind of sipping it. It's about 54 degrees in the tent right now, so a little bit of chill, but it's not too bad. Wood stove pretty much died down, and I just threw a little bit of wood in there, so it's just kind of smoldering. It hasn't lit back up yet, but eventually that sucker will probably take off, warm up. So just took a step outside, and it's lightening up quite a bit out there. It's kind of neat. Yeah, you could actually take a walk and look around. It's like the sky is almost light enough outside here at 2:30. You know, like it looks like it's 6 in the morning out there or something. I mean, maybe not quite, but it's, you know, it's surprisingly bright. It's not like pitch black like I'd normally expect, you know, at this time of the night. So I'm just gonna do a little oil change and head on back to bed. I haven't really slept too great yet, but first night anywhere, I never do. Slept a little, I guess. Might have been snoring or something, because I'm a little, you know, I've got some drainage and a little dryness, so hopefully I didn't catch a cold from somebody, or Unicron, you know. Whatever the flavor variant of the week is, right? So, well, I'm gonna head on back to bed, so catch you guys in a bit. Good morning, America. How are you? Don't you know me? I'm Mikeycat. I feel like I could use a few more 1,000 winks. As I walked up here to register in the morning, I noticed a couple of folks that were driving around the truck real slow this morning. So they might be the caretakers, or they could have just been browsing around. And anywho, that's wild. Oh, they got a little light up here. I'm looking at this. I was like, what is that? Little light. I guess they just mounted up there. So, a little check-in place. There was a guy last night up the ways. I don't remember if he was at this lot or if he was up one more lot. He was doing primitive stuff last night. And got the porta potties. Last time I was down here, I was right across from this check-in over at Site 1. A nice little site. These are all pretty clean right now. I think for the winter time they came through and cleaned them up a bit. But they're usually pretty tidy to begin with. Oh man, it's beautiful. It's definitely a crisp day. It's like, I'm gonna say probably anywhere between 28 and 35 degrees. Haven't really looked at the thermometer or the weather forecast yet this morning. Kind of varied overnight a little bit, but it's not too bad. There's Shangri-La. Nice little corner campsite there. It's a Seek Outside 8-man teepee. I got an extra large stove in there. All titanium roll-up construction pipe and like sheet kit, you know, screw it together kind of assembly on a stove. Got my cheap little Chinese diesel heater there, and had one of the subscribers comment about they were scolding me a little bit, you know, rightfully so. You gotta be careful. Having an exhaust pipe on the wood like that, said that can eventually cause the wood to burn. And I've used this thing maybe 6 times. It hasn't really done anything as far as scorching the wood yet, but right there where it touches the 2x4 and right there where it bolts, clamps onto that main board, those are about the only real contact points. Keep it separated from this board down here at the muffler by a little bit with that screw. And I just slipped my extender pipe on there just to get the exhaust a little further away. And yeah, I mean, if I want, I could probably put some fiberglass or something on that area there where it joins up, but right now I haven't seen anything. I'll probably look at it as time goes by and just see if the wood's getting scorched or dried out too much or something where it could potentially become a fire hazard. But right now it's been working. I know my daughter's still sleeping good. She probably fell asleep at like 9 or 10 o'clock last night. I didn't fare as well, but I never do. My sleep cycle sucks. There she is, all nestled in her cocoon. Just had a couple of storage crates, just used them as side tables, and got a couple of cots here, keep us off the ground. The ground started to dry a little bit around the stove. Pine needles are far enough away they're not really going to catch. But This ground was nice and wet and sticky when we came in. It had been raining a bit yesterday and the day before. But it's drying it up in here a little bit compared to outside. So I got a couple of little things of water on here right now. And you can see my stovepipe going up. It got a little dirty while I was setting it up too. Everything kept hitting the mud last night. I got my little prusik knot and just strung a little line over there if I need to dry something like a coat or hang a little lantern up, keep it away from the stove a little more. But right now, I mean, heat wise, it's not going a whole lot. Need to adjust my damper a little bit, put a little more wood in there, and get some breakfast cooking. So you can see the weather forecast this morning. It says it's 34 at the moment. It's currently 66 in the tent. It's got the heater cranked up to about 3 right now. Had it on 1 through the night, so it was like in the 50s. And this wood stove, when it cranks, man, it'll get 70, 80 in here. So I'm gonna put a little more wood in there and get this puppy going and start it cooking. In honor of any good woodsman, we gotta have the sacred bacon. I still got more in there. I'm doing the cheap and easy, ready to eat stuff. So I don't have to worry too much about grease and fire hazards that associates with, and keep the mess down to a minimum. Master cook. I'm gonna burn this stuff. That'd be sacrilege, wouldn't it? Burning the sacred bacon. You see, got a doctor appointment in about a week and a half. So I gotta have some of that to counterbalance all the oatmeal I've been eating. Whew. That's definitely crispy. Be great for my arteries. Still hot. So if you thought I was fibbing about oatmeal, oatmeal and blueberries, that's what I eat a lot of times. I don't eat this stuff too often. This stuff will kill you. But in a nice way. I remember one of the YouTubers I started watching about 5 or 6 years ago. It was back in 2015 or 2016. I started watching Kevin Rankovinsky, Mega Woods Walker. He was out of Connecticut. He had a Kafaru shelter, did a lot of hot tent camping along the Appalachian Trail. Do a lot of gear reviews, and I used to love watching that. Kind of spurred my interest to get back in the hot tent camping a little bit. You know, I was thinking about it a little before that. And got a wall tent, started tinkering around a little, and I saw he had an ultralight teepee, and it's like, hey, that's a game changer. So, started going down that route. Paid a pretty penny, but now there's a lot more cheaper options out there that are Chinese made, but I still like the American made tents. Higher quality. You're helping out American tradespeople, you know, with making an honest living in this country with a livable wage. And if you need customer support, you can get it. So that's a nice thing. This stuff is top notch. Carbon fiber pole, lightweight titanium, sil nylon. You know, this stuff isn't going to break very easily. There's a lot of people that get into hot tent camping now. There's other people out there that seem to just do it full time. You know, I don't know if they have a job outside of just being on YouTube, but I have a job. And yeah, kind of interesting. People probably wonder what I do, but I can't tell you what I do. If I did, I'd have to kill you. No. I probably got a license to bore as opposed to a license to kill. So yep. Very nice out here. I don't know if I'll take another nap in a bit after I eat breakfast, or if I'm gonna get my little helper up. I was hoping that she'd wake up with all my yapping going on, but oh, she's sleeping pretty well. She's definitely going to be well rested. But the other night, yesterday on the way down, she was sleeping a bit in the car. She had a friend over the other night. I don't think they got to bed till probably 3 or 4 in the morning, thanks to caffeine drinks and all that good stuff, which ain't good for your health. And I think they woke up at 6, took a walk, walking around like high school track and all that stuff. And oh, good Lord, it's hot. Whew. So anyways, I don't think she's making up for the sleep that she lost. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow morning. Hey, wake up for work. Yeah. I usually don't sleep that well at night. I always wake up at least once. Seems like when I camp, I usually wake up in the 2:30, 3:30 range. Takes a while to get to sleep and everything. Sounds like there's a vehicle coming down this way. I better go check that out. I got my oatmeal bag. Let's see if I can make a calamitous mess here. I got a little tea water. Yeah, this is gonna go over well. I can see it already. Oh yeah. One of my finer ideas. But I just didn't want to have too many bowls or cups or plates or stuff, you know, to have to clean up on this trip. Just put a little bit of water in there, soak in, and eat it off the pan here. Got my little cat. My little titanium spoon fork doohickey, little knife serrated edge there. So that should be about the extent of my dish duties. I'll put a little more water in here and get this a going and heat it up, and that'll probably be my good breakfast for the day. And so, yeah, I heard the truck going by, and it just seemed like it was the maintenance worker guy. He had the flatbed truck, I guess, pick up trash or whatnot. And However, he went down and paid the fee for the campsite. We got in late last night. It was dark, so it was way too late to do it in the dark. So I just figured I'd go ahead and do it here in the morning, and they let me do that usually. There is always a slim chance that you could get out without paying, but I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, they got to pay their caretakers and the people that are kind of watching over everything too. The campground hosts. Being as late in the season as it is, it's probably not going to be many campers out. I'll probably go take a cruise around the Class A's later, see how they are, but I imagine there'll probably only be a handful at best RVs out there. I mean, there's always some diehards, like to camp in the winter. But, with an RV, you got all the, drainage stuff. You got antifreeze in the lines and all that stuff. I don't know how many of them really go out in this kind of weather, but I imagine some do. And not bad. It'll be interesting getting this all out of the bag, though. It's about 75 in here now. That door cracked a little bit. But it's definitely cool out there. Nice in here. Good morning, sleepyhead.
Good morning.
How well did you sleep?
Pretty well.
Yeah, I think you slept since like 8:30 or 9 o'clock last night.
Yeah? What time is it?
About 10 after 9 in the morning. So yeah, I got up at first, I think like, I don't know if it was 6 or if it was 7:30 or what time. It was sometime. And there was a truck last night that came through real slow, about 10. Yeah, because I warmed it up for you.
Oh, thank you.
I made some bacon and I made oatmeal for myself and laid back down for a little bit.
Well, what's for me?
What's for you? Oh. Heat up some water and have some oatmeal. Or you can transfer the tea to another cup and then heat up clean water if you want that.
Any bacon left?
Oh yeah, tons of bacon.
Nice.
Yep. Hopefully the stove's still going a little bit. Looks like there's some heat.
Yeah.
Cooking up the sacred bacon.
That's some...
So I just brought this out. It was 75 in a tent. My little helper was complaining that it was getting a little too toasty in there for her, so she's gonna eat her breakfast out here.
Got some bacon.
Bacon! Bacon, 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 bacon!
One piece of floor bacon to go along with it too.
Floor bacon. At least you got a more robust immune system than I do.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about all this out here?
I love it because since it's like so cold out, you don't see too many people like out here. So you could be the only person like for about a mile out here if there's no one else camping. But it's a lot better like primitive camping, even though it is colder. But of course we do have a heater and fire, so it's not that bad. But it's a lot better than being at one of those RV campsites, because then you get all the people in their heaters in their RVs, and like all the exhaust and all the drunk ladies on their front porches being like, "Oh my God, did you hear what happened to Joey?" And it's like, shh, I can hear you from the mountain. Like, you are so loud. We are up here and you are there. True story.
Yeah, we're the loud ones this time. We got the heater and annotating all this stuff for the video last night. I'm sure the guy up the way between my lights and everything, if he noticed anything, but he was way up there, so I don't know how well the sound carries around here with a human voice, but it's not too bad. I heard the trains a few times, heard coyotes. Yeah, there's trains nearby. There's at least a couple of them, and woke up, saw some deer, and heard coyotes, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something last night, and then I heard them again wee hours this morning. They're way off in the distance.
That's okay. Just add some more.
Watery oatmeal.
Oatmeal. It reminds me of the orphanage.
Is that where we kidnapped you from, Billie Eilish?
Yep.
And why'd you wind up in an orphanage?
Shh, I can't tell you.
Because you were the bad guy?
Duh. I can't.
You can't be videoed eating?
Mm-mm.
Oh. That's alright. Let's gobble this down. Floor bacon.
Ooh, yogurt.
Got a big bird flying around out here.
Whoa.
Couple of them.
Probably smell the bacon.
They probably smell that bacon and think we're dead animals. They said, "Give me some floor bacon." Warming up the tea and the bacon a little bit. It's getting down in 40s out there, or maybe lower. So I wanted to come back in. So, what are your thoughts about being out here in the woods?
You know, I'd love to live out here. Like, just like with a stove and a tent that can, like, you know, keep me warm in the winter. But just like, I'd love to be out here and just live off of land. Have a nice little garden, not have to pay taxes. As long as the government doesn't find me, it's legal.
You on the run?
Yep. No, I'm in a tent.
You're in a tent? Oh.
Can I have my bacon?
That one warms up a little more.
Okay.
So did you hear about the beauty contest that Barnum and Bailey had?
No.
Yeah, it was pretty intense. It's a nice brisk 37 degrees out here at the picnic table. one cot down, one to go. There was a hiker that came through here a little while ago. Came off of the hollow trail over yonder, and I don't know if he was backcountry camping, through hiking, what he was doing, but about the only person outside of the maintenance folks and the forest ranger coming by this morning. The forest ranger came by a little bit ago and checked my tag and everything. Gave me $4 back. It's like, wow. So I'd paid 10. It's normally like 8 a night. They said because it's kind of out of season, the bathroom facility up in the Class A area is closed off. Since they don't have any water or other facilities. He said, well, you get a discount. So that was cool. It was nice of him. He was inquiring about my little Chinese diesel heater there. And I gave him details about it, you know, where you could buy them, how much, and all that. I got a couple of videos out there on that specifically, and didn't really mention anything about my wood stove there that's sticking out. But, so, sounds like my helper might be back. Yep. Either that or it's a blue-haired deer.
Nay.
Nay?
Deer noise.
Deer noise?
Deer noise.
No.
Got any hand sanitizer?
In the truck.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah?
Speaking of deer.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Joke the people at work A joke the people at work used to tell me. Do you know the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?
I don't know.
Deer nuts are under $1.
Ha!
Hello, little girl. So did you go exploring on the trails?
Yep.
What'd you think?
It was really cool. I found a like a little river creek area.
You have to take me out there.
Yeah. But then I had to go uphill, and I ran up the hill, so I'm out of breath.
Ooh, yeah, you gotta recharge a little bit.
Yeah.
You want lunch before we go hiking, or?
Maybe.
All right.
I don't know, actually. I'm not super hungry, but
Well,
see.
we'll see. So yeah, I'm taking down everything. Just changed out my camera battery because it died. So I got the heater and everything out. Got the stove out. Only thing I gotta do is take the pole out of here and collapse the tent, and then start taking all the stakes up and clean them off and roll the tent up into its bag over there. See, I got my box here and the bag for the teepee. And a couple of liners in a box I haven't set up yet. And this is like a extra storage bag that I bought separately. I can put that all in. Works out pretty well. Got a little area built in too for putting the center pole in there. I think normally, if I remember right, these came with a center pole bag, but I don't know what happened with this one. If it went right in there because it was the length or what, but yeah. Like a champ. I take all these sections down, zip this up, and take this all apart, and take the center out, and then start rolling it up. Just like that. Try to leave no trace. Leave it as you found it, as much as possible. I did put my stove ashes up in the fire pit area just to keep them where they're supposed to be, but they're pretty much out. I'll probably go douse them with a little water just to be on the safe side, and gonna head out and maybe do a little hike and go over to Mikeycat and do a little exploring over there and see what the day beholds. Hello. So, you want to do a little hiking?
Yeah.
Just a short bit, and then we'll go hit Mikeycat and
Yes, that'd be great.
maybe get lunch on the way or something. And
That'd be nice.
yeah, can't eat at the lodge though because they're closed over the winter months.
No more chicken.
Yeah, not till February.
Quality.
Well, everybody, if you like what you've seen, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Unless you're in Saudi Arabia, because that means something else. And catch you guys again in the outdoors. As always, thanks for watching.